Good morning, students. I am Rakesh Kumar. Uh, we are again meeting with the previous chapter, earthquake. At first, quick revision. In earthquake, we have learned natural phenomena and artificial phenomena. Earthquake is a natural phenomena. Natural phenomena are furthermore divided into two types: meteorological phenomena and geological phenomena. Our earthquake is a geological phenomena. Now, for this chapter, earthquake, we have learned that earthquake is a sudden tremor or movement of earth crust which usually lasts only for a very short time. Now, in earthquake, we know that before happening the earthquake, some foreshocks are comes. Now we have learned about the effect of earthquake. Actually, in fact, in this chapter we have to discuss the few questions. What is earthquake? What are the effect of earthquake? How earthquake is caused? How we can minimize the earthquake? And I think all these things are discussed by me, and I hope that you know all these things. But there are some students who learn slow, so and taking the view of that fact, I am going to revise again and again. Now, in effect of earthquake, we have discussed it can cause the damage to the building, bridge, etc. Earthquake in many cases cause a great loss of life. Earthquake can also cause the flood, landslides, and flood triggered by the earthquake often cause more destruction than the earthquake itself. It means कि if at a place a simple earthquake is caused, then it creates some damage. But if the earthquake is caused in a region where dams are situated, due to which flood comes, then it creates more damage than the earthquake itself. Now, in many cases, our earthquake can create the damage, but whenever the earthquake is caused in the seabed, then it may cause a tsunami. As I have already discussed that in all the cases whenever earthquake is caused in the seabed, tsunami is not caused. Tsunami is not appeared, or you say if the earthquake is caused in the seabed, then in each case we cannot say this tsunami. Whenever the sea waves moves with the speed of near about 960 km per hour and the waves produced are minimum of 15 meter to maximum 85 meter, then in that case we say that is tsunami. I am repeating again. If the earthquake is caused in the seabed, then tsunami is may caused. May caused means it is clear that whenever earthquake is caused in the seabed, then in all cases tsunami is not caused. Whenever sea waves rises very high, means achieves the height of minimum 15 meter and a speed of sea waves achieve the 960 kilometer per hour to 9, then we say this is tsunami. So in some cases of earthquake which happen in the seabed, tsunami is caused. So whenever if a question of 1 marks is asked that by the earthquake tsunami is caused, this is true or false, then we say this is false. Why? Because earthquake may cause the tsunami. So whenever it is written that earthquake may cause the tsunami, then this statement is true. I am repeating again. Whenever it is written that earthquake may cause the tsunami, then this statement is true. But whenever it is written as earthquake can cause the tsunami or earthquake causes the tsunami, then this statement is false. Now, as I have already told that what is the cause of earthquake? It is in fact the earthquake is caused due to the movement of tectonic plates. Whenever tectonic plates strikes with each other, then they exert the pressure on each other, due to which the seismic waves are produced, and this is known as earthquake. Now, these seismic waves are known as shock waves, which create the damage to the building, bridge or life etc. Now, as I have told earlier that in order to learn earthquake, we must have to memorize some important points related with the earthquake, in which we have already discussed the focus and the epicenter. I have given the question to you as homework in the previous class, in which so many students given the reply that what is focus, what is the epicenter, and what is the difference between the focus and epicenter. I am repeating again. Focus is the point inside the deep earth crust where the disturbance is generated, means started, or focus is the point in the deep earth crust where the seismic waves are produced, while the epicenter is the point just above the focus on the surface of earth. Epicenter is the point just above the focus on the surface of earth from where the seismic waves are produced. In this, we have also learned that as we move away from the epicenter, the intensity or strength of the earthquake decreases continuously. Now, prediction of earthquake. As I have already told that prediction of earthquake is not possible like the meteorological phenomena. In fact, we can predict the meteorological phenomena, means forecasting for the meteorological phenomena are possible, while the forecasting for the geological phenomena is not possible. Since earthquake is a geological phenomena, So we cannot predict the earthquake before the happening. Once earthquake comes, then after that we are able to record the intensity of our earthquake by a device known as seismometer. So seismometer is a device by which we can record the intensity of earthquake after the happening, not before the happening. By the seismometer we can record the intensity of earthquake after the happening of the earthquake. So there is no confusion regarding this, that by the seismometer we can predict the earthquake. No, prediction of earthquake is not possible. By the help of seismometer we can only record the intensity of earthquake after the happening of earthquake. Now, measuring the earthquake, we can measure the intensity of earthquake after the happening of earthquake with the help of seismometer. In seismometer, the scale used is known as Richter scale. This Richter scale is not a linear scale. Actually, in fact, it is a graphical scale. Now, whenever the intensity of earthquake increases by 2 on the Richter scale, then destruction is increases by 10 to the power 2. Similarly, intensity increases by 3, then destruction is increases by 10 to the power 3, means 1000 times. In previous class I have already told that you have to memorize this table. Means what are the effects of earthquake related to the given magnitude. For 2.5 magnitude generally not felt but recorded 3.5. For magnitude 3.5 can be felt by many people. For 4.5 some local damage can be caused. For 6.0 means if the intensity of earthquake on seismometer is 6, then it is known as destructive earthquake. Whenever it is 7, then it is a major destructive quake. And whenever earthquake comes like intensity 8 and above, then it have the property or he have the capacity to destroy the entire population. Now, up to this we have learned in the previous class. Now, in the now protection against the earthquake. You know, earthquake comes suddenly. Forecast for the earthquake is not possible, but geologists have divided the earth into some zones according to the possibility of earthquake. I am repeating again, by the scientists or geologists, our earth is divided into some region according to the possibility of earthquake. So, we have to design our building or any settlement according to the possibility of earthquake. Here, see here, people living in seismic zone where the earthquake are more likely to occur have to be especially trained and equipped for saving themselves. Means if we are living in a seismic zone, then there must be some trained people are present, equipments are available by which we can save themselves. It means if we are living in a highly seismic zone, then we are well prepared to fight against the hazard caused by the earthquake. All the buildings in seismic zones need be designed so that they can withstand major tremor. If we live in the seismic zone, then our buildings are constructed by a proper design so that they can be stable during the earthquake. For this, our government have provided some plan, some suggestions to the for the people who lives in the seismic zone. The Central Building Research Institute Roorkee has developed some know-how to make quake-proof houses. Means if we are living in the seismic zone, then before constructing the building, we must consult with such professionals which know that how we can construct a earthquake proof building. If we do so, then we became safe during the earthquake. Now, whenever earthquake comes, then vibration in the surface on the surface of earth occurs, due to which vibration in our building also produced, due to which there may be happening of fire. Means if vibration starts, then may be possible that in our building the substances placed, means our objects, beds, sofas and clothes may catch the fire. So it is necessary that all the buildings have the fire fighting equipment, so that in case of fire we can save ourselves. So we are discussing the protection against earthquake. So in protection against earthquake, first point is we have to design our building in such a way that it can become stable during the earthquake. Now, second, in our building we must have the necessary equipment by which we can fight against the fire case. Now third, safer places indoors as well as outdoors must be clearly identified. In our buildings, which portion is safer than the other portion, what is the indoor and what is the outdoor must be clearly identified, so that in the case of earthquake the people take shelter in the safer places. Now, fourth one is an emergency communication and exit plan should be made available. It means we must have some emergency door by which we can exit from the building in the case of earthquake. Now next, disaster management supplies like flashlight, first aid box should be available in every house. Disaster management equipment must be available. So, if we arrange these things, then we became safe during the earthquake. Okay, now if earthquake happen, then what measure you have to take during the earthquake? So, from here, a question is always asked that write the safety precaution during the earthquake, but this is divided into two parts, means for a person inside a building and for a person outside the building. Okay, so I am discussing at first the safety precaution during earthquake. First, whenever a person is present inside a building, suppose you are in your house or in your school and earthquake comes, then what we have to do? This is for this means whenever we are in our house or in our building or in our school and earthquake can comes, then how we can save themselves from the earthquake? First, take shelter under a table and stay there till the shaking stops. Means if we are in our building or house, then we take shelter inside the table and wait for stopping the earthquake, by which we are able to save our body, mainly save our head. Second, stay away from tall and heavy objects that may fall on you. If we are in our house, then we do not take shelter near the almirah or fridge or any heavy objects. Why? Because due to the vibration, these objects may fall on us. So, if we want to save themselves, then we have to stay away from such type of objects, such type of heavy objects. Why? Because they may fall on you. Now next, do not get up if you are in a bed. Protect your head with pillow. Suppose you are sleeping and someone tell that wake up, earthquake have comes. Then do not run fastly. At first, try to save your head with the help of pillow or any objects by which you can save your head. Now fourth, stay indoor until shaking stops and it is safe to move outside. Wait in your indoor until the shock waves are stops. Most of the injury occur when people inside the building attempt to move in a different location within the building or try to run out from the building. You know, Whenever earthquake come, then there is a crowd. Everyone try to escape out from the building, due to which there is loss of life. So wait in the indoor until you feels that now a time we can exit from the building. Do not be panic that we have to come out from the building. Before coming out from the building, wait, watch. After that, if you feel that now it is safe, then you come from the building. Now, safety precaution during the earthquake. Whenever you are in the outside from the building or your house, it means कि what we have to do whenever you are outside from the building. Whenever you are outside from the building, then search a clear spot which is away from building, tree, overhead wires. Means whenever you are in the outside from the building and earthquake come, then do not take the shelter near a heavy tree or a large building or the place where the overhead electric wires are passing. Why? Because by the earthquake, vibration takes in the building or trees takes place, due to which they may fall on you. So whenever earthquake comes and you are outside from your building, then do not take shelter near the building or tree. Take shelter in a clear spot like the field. Do not come out of if sitting in a moving vehicle. If you are in a moving vehicle, then do not come out suddenly. Drive slowly to a clear spot and stay inside. It means suppose you are in a moving vehicle and you feels that earthquake come, then decrease your speed. Stop the vehicle slowly, and after that, if situation is under control, then in that situation only comes out from your vehicle. Okay. Now, safety precaution after the earthquake means what we have to do whenever earthquake comes, means it pass on. First, stay calm for a while. Expect aftershocks. These shocks can cause additional damage. Be calm, do not be panic. If you are living in coastal areas, then be aware that tsunami is causing or not causing. Now, carefully inspect the utilities supplies, means how much food materials is available in your house. If there is shortage of food material or your utilities, then use them judiciously, because due to the earthquake the supply may be stops. So carefully inspect the utilities supplies and use judiciously these supplies. Now, use telephone in emergency only. It means whenever there is no more emergency, then avoid the use of telephone. And next, stay away from the damaged area. It means if by the earthquake some building is disturbed in your locality, then do not stay near that building. And finally, if there is some injury, then help the injured person and try to do not be panic. Okay, so this is our today's class. Now today question is homework. What is homework? So homework you have to write the keyword, not necessary to send me, but write the keyword in your notebook and memorize them. And also you must know, because I always tells that after completing the chapter, it is our duty to memorize the keyword and the you must know. After that, we can discuss the question answer given in the book. So for today, this is the homework, that is you have to write and memorize the keywords. Okay, thank you.